Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome to the newest update video with Robocraft, and welcome to the Mega Plasma Cannon, Plasma Launcher rather. I keep calling it Plasma Cannon. Yes, the newest of the Tx-1 brand are now out. They are, of course, the promised Plasma Cannon, which looks absolutely fantastic. So in this quick update video, we'll just get into some of the changes for this patch, and of course, the actual weapons themselves, the highlight. So first of all, I'd like to say that in all tiers now, Plasma has been improved by 10% damage. So every single tier, 10% damage. For the tier 3 Plasma, 10% buff, 10% buff, 10% buff, which is brilliant because Plasma Bombers for a long time in tier 9 and tier 10 were kind of looking forward to this. Megabots are going to cry a little bit because of the plasma hitting their face. It's already a little bit horrible. So, let's get into the cost of this thing. The tier 10 Mega Plasma Launcher will cost you a grand total of 815 tier 10 tech tokens to unlock, which is rather expensive, must be said, but of course once you're already in tier 10, you pretty much reach the end game and collect hundreds upon thousands of tier 10 tech tokens anyway, so it shouldn't be a concern for people who can actually afford to use them. Secondly, they will cost you 995,000 RP each. Thankfully I had just enough to buy 6. I can't quite afford another one. I was going to buy 7 because I want to use it on one of my bombers for a laugh. And it will cost you 1,859 Galaxy Cash if you are so inclined to spend it that way. So that is the Mega Launcher in a nutshell in terms of price. Now, in terms of actually being used, the blast area is exactly the same as a tier 10 launcher. Oh yes, I forgot to say, I should say this before this. They are significantly smaller than the SMGs in terms of being placed, as I can demonstrate by placing this gun, which can't be placed on either side. This one can be placed pretty much anywhere on here. So yeah, the actual footprint itself is significantly smaller, so if you want to build a more compact TX bot, Plasma launchers are probably going to be your best friends ever, since they are a lot smaller and more perfectly circular than the TX-1 SMGs, even though I still have a soft spot for the Carbon edition. So that's that. In terms of damage, it does actually less damage per shot than the tier 10 launcher, and I can show you exactly why this is as soon as we get into a match. And of course the armor is significantly higher. We'll get into the more boring things like that afterwards. And of course it does still have 3 points of connection, just like the SMG. So that's why, sir and threads. That's why it hits less. Allow me to show you that properly. Yep. And again. Why am I twisting? Well, that's still bugged out. Yeah, they fire twice, and not in exactly the most uniform fashion. It essentially acts almost like a machine gun when you actually fire the darn things. Which I'm okay with, honestly. It's just bizarre. I expected them to fire like twice at the same time, but because of how it splits its shots, you can essentially lay down a very large carpet bombing, which A, looks freaking fantastic and very impressive, and B, means even if you're like me and the most inaccurate person in the world, you're probably going to hit something. If not everything in the world. In short, zone threats, I love how they've done this. It makes such an impressive ruckus when you hold down fire. It really is a joyous experience to use these guns, so that's that. So as you can tell, it will be lethal against certain things like Triforcing, etc., because the damage is being applied over a few seconds rather than instantly. It makes a lot of defensive measures, a lot of defensive designs, basically void. These are going to wreck things. It also makes shooting down aircraft a lot easier, since you can shoot an entire area of like a spray shot rather than your regular singular shot. So let's get into armor. Armor-wise, it's 19k. The old SMGs are 31k, and that is the issue which I want to bring up. The armor of these things is actually significantly lower, and in fact is equal to the tier 10 launcher. Now, in the last patch, when the Carbon edition was introduced, there was a bug, so the armor wasn't showing correctly, and I believe this may be the case. And I'm hoping so, because if the armor is actually only 19,000, these are going to be the easiest things to pick off in the world. They are going to simply be removed from your bot instantly. SMG fire is going to just gut them away. As well, the regular SMGs so the Tx-1 SMGs already have that issue. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a concern. Well, there's not much really else to say. There have been a few minor bug fixes, which I will of course be leaving in the description below, the link to that, to the full update. But of course this was the highlight, and I am really looking forward to seeing some designs with this particular bot. Now I have heard rumours, I'm not sure if this is true, so please don't quote me on this, that perhaps more than 6 of these guns could actually fire at once. Now I don't believe this, Threads, but a few people have told me this, so we'll see if that's true or not. I really don't believe it, but I thought I'd put in mention just as a bit of curiosity. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this update video, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff really helps out me, helps out the channel, and of course there will be more Robocraft videos coming soon, so stick around for that. Thank you, goodbye, have a nice day, do take care, and I hope to see you next time.